All right. What do we have this time? Trashing, counterfeit, draw, Haunted Woods, Hamlet. Is there a way you can like net draw with like experiment gains? Probably. This is just a big horn mega turn. Bishop probably won't be very relevant. On turns before your final turn, you can even use horns to gain experiments. So the horns themselves are like little laboratories. Delayed labs, so like enchantresses almost. So how do we open? Could be experiment remodel. Could be experiment silver to get counterfeit. Could be experiment pageant to get counterfeit. I think I'm gonna go experiment remodel. I want to get rid of those estates ASAP. Just remodel them into like experiments. Oh, he took pageant. That's interesting. Not an ideal hand, but it's fine. You know, Hamlet's a card I probably want to buy eventually, so I might as well buy it now. He's going for the early counterfeit, which totally makes sense to me. I'll be able to get it here, but I might have to trigger a shuffle, which is not a huge deal. Especially if I have a remodel and some experiments in that shuffle, I think. Maybe it should be a remodel and a silver in that shuffle. So down there, I've got an estate, 2 experiments, and 5 coppers. I'll most likely hit 5 by playing both experiments, but that will trigger a shuffle. And that shuffle will have like a remodel, 2 coppers, and a estate, and something else in it. What's something else? Probably there's 2 more experiments. It's the best thing to have in that shuffle. And I can take a Hamlet now. Actually, is Hamlet better? I want the Hamlet eventually so I can play like Haunted Woods and remodel or multiple Haunted Woods. In the short term, it's possible that like the pawn for plus buy could be better. Hamlet also goes plus buy. Let's just take the Hamlet. So now I'm guaranteed to hit 5. I would love to draw both coppers and bottom deck the other experiment because I'd like to just buy the counterfeit and send it right back into the shuffle. If I find the other experiment, I'll just play it, draw on, and triggering that shuffle isn't the worst thing because there's like a remodel down there and some more experiments. It's curious to me that he's delayed the estate trashing. I feel like between the two of them, I'd rather trash estates than coppers. And so I'm fine if I end up being a little slower to counterfeit, which I don't think I'm actually going to be that much slower to get to the earlier remodel. All right, so now we draw on, and we find a remodel. That's pretty good. There's no point in discarding for plus buy. I'm just buying counterfeit here. Let's take some more experiments, I think. I think I just value the draw. I'd like to draw around to my remodel and my counterfeit like every single turn. I could take silver. That's also a real thing. I'll probably want at least 1 silver for the horns purposes. But I think I just want to draw a lot right now. It totally slipped my mind that counterfeit will be plus buy. So the pawn thing is even less important than I thought it was because I can use counterfeit for plus buy. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to being proven wrong. I feel like this remodel opening seems better than the pageant opening. The pageant gives you a little bit higher likelihood of hitting 5, but I mean, we hit 5 anyway, and it doesn't seem that significantly different. That you're willing to pass up on the remodel. He hasn't even trashed an estate yet. I'm liking my position right now. So what do I buy? My deck's getting pretty thin, pretty fast. But it's also kind of running artificially fast on these experiments, which are, obviously fleeting. So my options, I think, are I could take another counterfeit to get my coppers trashed faster. That's the thing. I don't think I want to do that. I think 1 counterfeit's enough because I'm about to remodel my last estate, and then I can happily remodel other coppers into like Hamlets for future turns if I need to. I could take Haunted Woods for draw, or I could just start in on Horn of Plenty already. Do I have 5 unique cards? Counterfeit, Copper, Remodel, Hamlet, Horn. If I draw everything, I'll be able to use the Horn effect already anyway. So maybe I just do like Horn of Plenty Experiment, or even Horn of Plenty Silver. It could be Haunted Woods Silver as well. I don't think I need Haunted Woods plus Experiment. That's probably more draw than is necessary. I think the attack's going to hurt him. He still has 3 estates and still hasn't gotten a remodel. I think I want to get Haunted Woods down. And Silver or Experiment? I did say that's too much draw. Maybe it is too much draw. Then again, experiment draws the next turn. Haunted Woods draws the turn after. Let's add the experiment, I think. I just want to make sure I get really thin. If I get really thin, everything good happens after that. Tis a pity that I see no experiments in my hand. Now, if I draw an experiment, I'll be in this awkward position of I'll have to decide whether to discard with Hamlet. Because if I want to play both Remodel and Haunted Woods, I'll have to discard for action. But I don't yet know, based on like a single experiment, if I'll be able to draw all the way to my Haunted Woods. Do I have all the experiments, or does he have one left? I think maybe I have 2 and he has 1. Oh, well, I don't have to make that choice. I will just discard for action, play Haunted Woods, Remodel, and I'll take, I think maybe not a Hamlet right now. I can get up my count of unique cards to make Horn more effective. Pawn seems better than Vagrant. Vagrant is unlikely to do anything because I'm not going to have Curses, Ruins, or Shelters, or whatever, until the very last turn of the game. He just played Haunted Woods and then nothing else. Okay. Yeah, I like that his deck's not doing a lot. So now, I don't need this experiment, so I can just discard that for action. I can... Wait, why did I discard that for action? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really matter. It actually works out fine. I was thinking I needed the action to play Haunted Woods and Remodel, but I forgot my Haunted Woods is already in play. In any case, it still helps me because it means I can now use this for like card and coin. So I think it still made sense, just not for the reasons I thought it made sense. So I think I now want a Horn. And maybe I now want a Silver too, because I'm drawing pretty well. Then again, I mean, my Haunted Woods is coming out of play, but I also have 2 more experiments now. How many stop cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 7. And I've got 2 extra draw. So if I add, I'm definitely adding Horn, no question. If I add Silver, I don't think I'll draw everything. So I should just add the experiments and maybe not play them. I think that makes sense. Let me just double check this. I have a Haunted Woods Remodel, 2, 3, 7, 8. If I add Silver, that'll be 9. I've only got 2 draw in there from my experiments. Yeah, I just want more experiments. Now once I get a Haunted Woods and play this turn, I think I can start adding Silver or something. You know something I hadn't even thought about at all, but it's going to be very relevant, is you don't need very many Horns of Plenty in this game, because you can counterfeit Horns of Plenty to gain many cards. It will, however, make it more important, I think, to have 9 unique cards, because I believe the counterfeit Horn of Plenty interaction gets a little bit weird, where like you play Horn of Plenty twice. The first one gains province, but then it trashes itself. So then Horn of Plenty no longer counts as its own unique card, because it won't be in play anymore. And then you have a problem where the second Horn of Plenty won't only be able to gain cards costing up to 7. So you could resolve that by getting 1 extra Horn, and then playing the first Horn to gain like a non-victory card thing, like just gain like a Vagrant or something. And that Horn will stay in play, and you'll have 8 unique cards. Or you can have 9 unique cards, so that when even once the Horn trashes itself, the second play of the Horn can still gain you good stuff. So I guess I need to play all of these now to find all my stuff. So I believe I'm just discarding the experiment for action, and then drawing to the Horn with my pawn. Seems like the best course of action. Card action. Play this. Turning a copper into a pawn has to be an improvement, right? I could also take a Vagrant. The Hunterwood's attack isn't actually going to hurt that much, because he can't just discard his states with his hamlets and not have a huge deal. If I trash this, I'll have 3 coppers plus a counterfeit. I'll be able to buy a 5-cost card, right? So 3 coppers, 1 gets played twice. Yeah, so I think I can afford to do this. So maybe I'll just take the Vagrant now to up my unique count. And trash the copper, gain myself a horn and 100 woods, I think is right. And now my deck's going to run real smoothly, I think, for the rest of the game. I might actually consider remodeling experiments now, because I'm already thin enough that I don't need to get super trashed on the coppers. My counterfeit can take care of the rest of the coppers. So maybe I look for an opportunity to use my remodel on experiments instead. Do I even have experiments? I actually don't know. Yeah, I have 1 left. I have 1 left in there somewhere. I think my bottom card is an experiment. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do here is discard for action. I can remodel this into another horn or another counterfeit. Either of this is fine. How many uniques do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this won't be 6 because I'm about to trash it. 5, 6, 7. I'll need 2 more uniques. I can probably buy silver this turn. Maybe gain a gold this turn. Then I'll have 9 uniques. And then I'll need like 4 horns and 4 counterfeits. I have a message. Is that important? It is not. Are pilots a thing? Experiments and horns can pile. I'm not seeing the 3rd pile. So let's gain horn. Play this. Trash this. Gain a gold. And another horn, I think. Could also be another counterfeit, of course. Because that's kind of going to be... no, not really. Because counterfeit will functionally be equivalent on the final turn. But in the interim, horn is better. Because on my non-final turns, the horn can gain additional things. Whereas the counterfeit will basically just be a copper. So I think I just want to take the horn and buy a silver. Or buy a experiment. Can I dud? Let's count again. Stop cards will have the Haunted Woods that's coming out of play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I just gain myself 6, 7, 8. Silver will be a 9th stop card. And I actually don't have 9 draw. So I think I'll just take the experiments to make sure I draw. Do I need another copper to feed to the counterfeit? Is that a thing worth doing? Well, now that I have the experiments, maybe I can draw it. Then again, if I don't have the experiments, or if I don't have the copper, maybe I can like do like a gain and play thing. I think I'm not going to take the copper. My idea is if I have overdraw, I can like remodel an experiment into a Horn of Plenty and then play the Horn of Plenty in the same turn. And that sounds like a good thing to do. I just have a lot more horns than he does. I think if I just... I like taking the experiments, being cautious, making sure I draw absolutely everything, because I think if I don't dud and I just keep drawing, I've got to win. I've got more Haunted Woods for draw. I've got more Horns of Plenty for gains. I think I'm thinner even. So I just got to watch for 3 piles and avoid duds at all costs. Like, I feel like he kind of just needs to get like all the rest of the horns here to have a chance of winning. And I don't think his deck can do that. If I take enough horns that I can threaten to win next turn, there's not much you can do about that. I don't think he can pile. Huh. Did he have bad draws? Maybe he had some bad draws that led to this. I mean, he got his turn 3 counterfeit, and he got to play it turn 4. So I think his opening did exactly what it wanted to. I was able to get his counterfeit in and immediately reshuffle his deck. I still think it was weaker, though. I think leaving those estates around is hurting him. It's possible he did it later. Remember, he had like one really short turn. Maybe this is a cause of concern. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but it's possible he did like a real bad shuffle or something. Now, I should think about pilouts, of course. Horn of Plenty is going to be low. Experiment is going to functionally always be low because it only takes 5 games to empty 10 experiments. But I don't see a good third pile to pile out. All the other piles are just so high. So I think most likely what I should be doing this turn is setting up so that I can empty provinces. Oh, he was able to get all the horns. Okay. I didn't think his deck could do that, but apparently it can. I think I need to play an experiment here. Play this for card in action. What's that last card? I think that last card down there is a horn, right? Wait, does he have more horns than I do? How did that happen? Uh-oh. So he had 2 horns already, and he gained 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So he actually does have 6 of the horns. My goodness, have I just had the wind snuck out from under me? That could very much be a problem. Let me count my uniques real fast. I've got a copper. That's a unique. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Experiment doesn't count because if I play it, it goes back. Onward's already been play. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 uniques. And I've got 4 horns plus a counterfeit I can play. So I can gain 5. I could just take 5 provinces. That kind of seems losing though, because then what do I do like the next turn or two? He could just like build toward like Duchy Duke or something maybe. If I had one more draw, I think I could like remodel Haunted Woods into horn, or not into horn, into counterfeit. And then I could counterfeit 4 horns, and then I'd have 6 gains. And that'd be 6 provinces, which would feel a bit safer. Yeah, dang, he might have actually pulled out the win. I was feeling really confident about this, but the 6 horns is actually a big problem for me. Because I think if I do nothing about this, he's likely to draw his deck next turn and win. Oh, actually, does he have 8 uniques in his deck? Maybe he can't do it next turn. Let me look. 1 experiment's here. He has 2 experiments in there. So he's going to draw 3 cards from his Haunted Woods, and he'll draw 5. Yeah, he'll draw all of it. He'll draw all of it, barring some like weird bottom decking that maybe could happen. But how is he on uniques? He doesn't have a pawn. He doesn't have a vagrant. He's got 6 horns. He's got a Haunted Woods. That's 2. He's got a copper. That's 3. Remodel 4. Counterfeit 5. What else is in his deck? No silvers, no golds. Actually, I think he can't pile out next turn. Interesting. I think he lacks the uniques for it. His deck is 6 horns. That's 6 of the. So imagine these are like 6 horns and a counterfeit. That's 7 of the cards. Then down here is 2 experiments, a remodel, and 2 coppers. Is that right? I think it's 2 coppers. So it's 5. So he has 1, 2, 3 uniques, 4, 5. Even if he remodels into a new unique, he can't hit 8. So I think I'm fine to continue building. So now I really want to make sure I can win next turn. So I should probably draw with that experiment, because worst case scenario, I draw the horn and then I can just gain a new experiment if I really want another experiment. Actually, I'm not even sure why I needed the action, because I don't think I'm going to remodel anything. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 9 uniques. I can play my remodel as unique because I can just trash the other haunted woods with it. So I can win next turn if I build a deck that can get 8 provinces. So I can currently gain 5. If I take 3 counterfeits, I will have enough to get 8. But what if I take 3 counterfeits and well, I'm definitely not playing the remodel. Now, do I trash this copper? I think I need. So I do need the copper. I think is a unique, but I can buy it back if I need the money. I'll have to use the bathroom after this. I don't want to ask. Like I could just say like BRB now, but it would feel kind of awkwardly cheaty if I went to use the bathroom right now and I'm coincidentally also doing most of my deep thought. That would look suspicious. I'll wait till after this game. So how many games does he have? He has 6. He does have 6 horns and a counterfeit and a remodel and a buy. So he could conceivably gain like 8 things, right? Oof. So if I lower counterfeits by 3, that's only 5 cards left in that pile. So I can't take too many experiments, I don't think. Otherwise I'll be in trouble. And he'll just empty counterfeits plus experiments with a points lead. I don't think I'm trashing this copper. I don't think it makes sense for me to trash the copper. I think I want to keep the copper. So if I have, let's say, 4 counterfeits and 4 horns, that'll be 8 cards, 9, 10, 11, 12 stop cards. That's a lot of stop cards. If I have 5 cards in my hand plus 3 draw, that's 8. I would need to take 4 experiments to be able to draw. Oh, this is awkward. I think if I take 4 experiments and draw all of it, then I actually can't. Then he can pile, because I think he might have just enough. Anyway, let's just not counterfeit that. This is the toughie. Now, let me make sure, can he do... He can play 6 horns, counterfeit another one. That's 7 gains. He can take 5 counterfeits, and yeah, this is awkward. So I surely need to take at least some counterfeits. Maybe I just take like 6 provinces or something next turn. That seems a little safer. Like if I just take a counterfeit, then I'm threatening 6. Yeah, I could remodel a gold into a province if I add another unique card. I'm looking for things that don't lower piles too much. I probably need to take at least 1 set of experiments to be able to draw. That's 4 gains here. I don't think you can do 11 gains. So I'm probably safe on, or no, 3 gains here plus, I don't think you can do 10. I hope you can't do 10 at least. So now maybe I just add like another Hamlet, another remodel, something like that. I'm just really afraid of taking too many experiments. They'll just pile out. I think there's I can buy Duchy here. Buying Duchy helps me a little bit. Should probably buy Duchy. Maybe, I feel like I might just need 2 more experiments for draw, though. I feel like I really need the draw to make sure my turn kicks off, because I've got a lot of stop cards and not much draw. So maybe I take a province and a duchy and buy experiments. I like that idea, I think. I could take... What if I take 2 provinces now? No, I gotta take the experiments with this, and so I can buy duchy. I think this is fine. Well, this isn't the best hand. I'll need to find those experiments. Maybe I overestimate his deck. But I think he could have done like 5 counterfeit, 3 sets of experiments if I did nothing, and he would just win 1-0. Now I think I should be able to do some number at least close to 7 provinces, and I don't think he can come back from that in 1 turn. Duchy Duke is a lot harder to do with Horn of Plenty than provinces, because they trash themselves. Okay, cool. I think he should have played that on. Like, there's some chance I dud in the sense of not finding 8 or 9 uniques, however many I needed. But I mean, his deck was like mostly horns. Maybe he was looking at a dud hand himself.